Hi, and welcome to this flipped instructional session. This is Middle School Earth Science Semester B, and today we are going to be going over Lesson 2.02 to 2.03, the water cycle. If you are following along in your note-taking guide, today we are going to go through all of these vocabulary words, and then we will also be going over this water cycle graphic organizer. Can you believe the water you drink today is the same water the dinosaurs drank? All water on Earth is constantly recycled in a process called the water cycle. This means the water molecules on Earth today were the same 100 million years ago when the dinosaurs roamed. And here's a picture of the water cycle that we will be talking about today. The sun provides heat energy. The sun's rays heat water on the Earth's surface, and they change the state of the liquid water molecules. Evaporation is when water changes to water vapor. The water gains energy as it absorbs heat from the sun. As the water absorbs heat from the sun, the water molecules become warmed up, excited, and they turn into water vapor and evaporate. So the water moves from oceans, lakes, rivers, and moist soil into the atmosphere. So this is water going from the hydrosphere into the atmosphere. Next, we're going to talk about condensation. Water vapor rises into the atmosphere where it cools and condenses into a cloud, which is changing it back into a liquid state. So these clouds here are actually liquid water. Condensation is the process by which water vapor changes from a gas to a liquid. This occurs all in the atmosphere, and the water loses energy as the heat escapes. This transfers energy from the hydrosphere to the atmosphere, because as that heat escapes, the energy that once used to be in the hydrosphere is now heat in the atmosphere. Next is precipitation. Moisture, such as rain, snow, sleet, and hail, falls from the atmosphere to the hydrosphere, which would be back into the water, or onto the geosphere, onto the earth to help the plants grow. Tiny droplets of liquid water accumulate in the clouds and are eventually released as precipitation. Most precipitation falls directly back into the oceans, because the oceans cover 70% of our Earth. The precipitation that falls over land will permeate into the soil and become groundwater that is stored in rocky spaces. During a rainstorm or when snow melts, there is too much water to be absorbed all at once by the soil, and that causes runoff, water that flows off land and into streams or other waterways. From runoff, the water goes into a collection area, a lake or ocean where all of that water eventually ends up. Lakes, streams, and oceans are collection areas for precipitation. They collect water from runoff, as well as precipitation that falls directly on them. Collection areas hold water and are the primary source of the water that evaporates and rises into the atmosphere. Freshwater collection areas, such as lakes, are the main sources of the world's available drinking water. So this leads us into ocean water versus freshwater. Rivers and streams pick up and dissolve various minerals running over the surface. They carry these dissolved minerals, which are mostly salt, into the ocean. If you've ever been to the ocean, you know that ocean water is salty and undrinkable. The water can evaporate, and when it evaporates, as you can see here, it leaves the dissolved minerals behind. This is all salt on the edge of this body of water. The water vapor that rises into the atmosphere and eventually falls back to the ground has fewer minerals because the minerals were left behind, and it is fresh water that is safe for humans to drink. Where is the Earth's water? 97% of the planet has salt water, mostly in the ocean. Less than 3% of water on Earth is fresh water, and it can be found in rivers, streams, lakes, groundwater, and soil. But actually, most fresh water is frozen into ice caps and glaciers in Antarctica and the Arctic. Fresh water is the only type of water that people are able to drink to survive. So humans can affect the water cycle. Developed areas bury soil beneath roads, streets, parking lots, and houses, preventing the soil from absorbing rainwater. You might have seen water rushing down the street during a heavy rain near your house. As you can see in this picture, rain falls on developed areas and flows directly into water bodies, or it may flow into surface water through storm drains. This runoff can carry pollutants such as chemicals, sewage, and trash into the waters. Agricultural runoff in the form of dirt and fertilizers can also find its way to water bodies. So we will be going over this diagram in the flipped follow-up. So please join me for the flipped follow-up, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you. Bye.